Hey guys, welcome to your general tarot reading for March 2018. I know some of you missed me in February. Thank you so much for your calls, for your messages. Those of you who are connecting with me via Instagram and really supporting me during that time, it means a lot. I needed some time out to really go through some changes and transitions that were happening in my own life. I've moved home, for example, but also just doing some really deep spiritual healing, shadow work in order to really clear myself, to become a greater channel of, intuition, compassion and guidance, both towards myself and everything that's going on in my personal life, but also to really impact this space and to be of great service to you. I feel like things have gone to the next level for me personally, and so naturally I felt like this space needed to reflect that. And so I'm changing the spread that I normally do away from the emphasis so much on like what our wants and desires are towards a more soul-based, kind of purpose-based focus, because I feel like we can pursue our desires. We can pursue, from at that ego level or personality level, we can pursue the things we really want, get them, and still feel dissatisfied or still be chasing the next thing. So I feel like it's a bit broader for us now. I think we're ready to deal with the soul growth, the karmic lessons, the personality transformation to make room for our true soul selves. And so hopefully you really vibe with the way that I'm going to do the spread. I am playing it by ear, all intuition, all channeling. So we'll see how that feels and just vibe with each other how we normally do. As always, if you would like a personal reading with me, you can get that at my website, nicoleblack.com/services. And you can work with me either in person, you can get video call from me, and you can also get an MP3 tarot podcast from me. So 3 different ways of connecting. So go and check out the website if you would like something personal, nicoleblack.com/services. And for now, we're going to get straight into your reading. So Taurus, I didn't get to do your overall tarot cards for 2018, so I'm going to do them for you now because I think it's still early enough in the year for you to benefit from those messages, okay? Okay, so blessing all Tauruses, Spirit, coming to this reading with Tauruses in mind in all timescapes, tapped into my energy. Please show us your messages. Okay, there we go. Interesting. I don't read these cards in reverse for the record. Nice. We'll pull a couple of more from the Rider-Waite deck. Okay. Overall energies and how can Taurus best make use of these? Okay. Okay, beautiful. I like these cards for you, Taurus, and I feel in some ways that you really deserve them. So the overall energies of the year, the first card you have here is the Sorrow card. I feel like this is more of an exit energy. This is more 2017, and you just having a rough year or tough year, or really dealing with challenges and having to, hurt. And I really feel like for the earth signs in general, it was a really difficult year, and a lot of pain was coming to the surface, and just challenge and feeling kind of the sluggishness of, when will things get better? So this card for me feels like the exiting energy, and I feel like you've cleared actually a lot of this. Because you had been going through it before, there may be remnants of this. You may, you're a human being too, so you may return to the sorrow. But interestingly, this is an air sign card, and I feel like even if you have emotional sorrow, which is natural, the karma that you need to have completed in 2017 is the mental sorrow, which is like, the swords energy, really focusing in and kind of tormenting yourself on a mental level. That's no good. It's okay to have feelings of sadness, but not the torment that this card can sometimes represent. So I want you to understand that when things happen, particularly this year, that feel free to, sometimes I feel like Taurus can be you're very much the 4 energy for me, like in terms of numerology. And I think sometimes you can be really closed or particularly brace yourself against pain or you know, try to hold things together a lot. And I feel like this card is indicating that this year is okay for you to feel sorrow, but feel it at the level of the emotions while keeping mentally clear, because there's a lot of blessing for you this year. You've got a celebration card. This is you. Feels like this feels sorry, I'm like repeating myself. I guess this card feels like, I see the rain particularly in this card. It feels like the sweetness of the rain after the winter season, you know, like when spring starts to emerge and you go for like April showers, for example. This concept of like the sweetness of the thing that you've been missing for a long time. I think that you've also had to be a bit withdrawn, but this year you are having more connections, connecting with more people, meeting people. This is more of a group dynamic for you, Taurus, and more of a group, like literally celebration. Like there is going to be a lot of opportunity for fun and mingling, and then this energy, which is perfect for you, which is the sharing card. And then you, I guess because you're in a better emotional space, you are primed to, you know, give more, to be that very nurturing kind of energy that you always are. But this feels, to me, it's a fire sign card, but it feels like part of the giving and that outward energy comes from having enough. You know, look at the abundance in this card, and you are that energy of like, you know, of the earth signs. You're interested in the material at the level of luxury. Okay, and I feel like you are going to be able to enjoy the finer things, but also, you know, do that with these people, you know. So that's great. It's saying to you really that allow yourself to enjoy yourself this year, like reward yourself, and just be just I don't know how else to put it other than enjoy yourself, and, you know, feel the sad emotions if and when they arise, but always be present to the joy whenever it's there. Like take it. The other cards that you got were the Temperance card and the Tower card in reverse, both of them. I feel like this, for me, this card was about not trying to control things too much, you know. It's almost as though the Tower card in reverse is not an external energy. It's not that things are collapsing externally, but that there's a kind of like turbulence or upheaval going on the inside. And I feel like that is again the product of the Nine of Swords energy, the Sorrow card. So it's saying, like, I guess in some ways, don't generate this upheaval or this uncertainty or this foreboding yourself. Don't create the Tower card in your own heart, but maintain temperance internally in the form of, like, I guess it's the balancing of these two things. It is the balancing of this. It's like, feel the sorrow when the sorrow is there, and feel the joy when it's there, and don't linger in any two of these seasons unnecessarily. Understand, look at the Temperance card. Understand that these two things, like these two cups, the sorrow and the joy, contribute to the overall nature of who you are and the overall experience of life that you're having. So hopefully you find some meaning in those cards. But be good to yourself. The energies feel really good for you this year. So moving on to your cards for the month. Asking you to strengthen me in this moment, please, Spirit. Taurus, who are you showing up as? This felt like an upright card. I'll show you all these cards when I'm done. Page of Cups. Who else? Okay. Oh, the Death card, very popular, and Three of Pentacles. Nice. I like that. What's the context of this, please, Spirit? What's happening in the lives of Taurus? Knight of Pentacles, definitely your energy. The Moon, we're in a full moon period at the moment. Queen of Cups in reverse. And the Seven of Wands. What's the spiritual lesson for Taurus this month? What are you learning? What are you being shown? What are you working through, Taurus? Spirit, what's the spiritual lesson for Taurus? There we go. You've got the Seven of Cups in reverse, Four of Wands, and the Ace of Swords in reverse. Interesting. Okay, and what's the advice for Taurus based on these energies, Spirit? What advice do you have? What's the advice for Taurus? Wow. What's the advice for Taurus? What's the... okay. A little more. My Taurus friends. What's the... okay, it's these two cards here. Nice. The Sun and Nine of Wands. Okay, and how are you leaving the month? What's the closing energy? Two cards. Knight of Swords. Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Okay. Hey Taurus, so your reading seems quite straightforward, so I'm going to try not to talk for ages and ages and ages and just kind of work through these messages at a reasonable pace, and just keep too much detail down to a minimum. So your reading's interesting to me, and it feels like it is to do with love and partnership, but also friendships, you know, so take it as it resonates. Some of you, this will be about romantic issues, relationships with, you know, an intimate partner, or someone that a situationship, perhaps someone that you're just talking to or seeing. For some of you, this is about, you know, more collective energy in terms of like friends and associates, and opening up to that kind of energy. So how you're showing up this month, Page of Cups. This feels like a superficial energy of some kind, you know, like friendliness, openness, playfulness, but nothing too deep, nothing too serious, you know, like, okay, willing to give my cup. It's almost as though you recognize that you've moved into a slightly better season emotionally, and you're like, hey, I can give you something. I'm willing to play. I'm willing to kind of put my energy out there a bit. I'm not trying to take life too seriously. I think it's very interesting that with all the signs I've done so far, your energy is very different to everybody else's. You're in a different cycle. It feels like a different growth cycle. And so, yeah, you're in a more playful state, but you also have the Death card here. And this is a common card. I mean, everyone's kind of feeling this card because, you know, we are ending the winter season in some ways too, so there is like an ending of this death energy, the completion of things, rebirth, renewal, regeneration. But I think that also this feels like a tough lesson for you as well, and that Spirit is saying, I'm not going to let you do the superficial, because that's not what earth signs are for. That's not what you came here to do. You know, air signs can get away with that a little bit, and fire signs as well, but earth and water no. And you know, as a Taurus, this is a strange energy for you to be engaging in. So this Death card is about the growth, the maturity, you know, it's about Spirit. Oh, the maturity card's actually out for you, I'll show you in a second, but it's about Spirit saying to you, you need a bigger cup than what you're dealing with, because you can support a bigger cup. You know, you have more to give than what you're offering people at the moment, be it a romantic partner, a love interest, an existing relationship, or potential friendships, and like, you know, deep soul connections with people, your soul family that you're working on. Because the next card you have is the Three of Pentacles, and this is what you're being pushed towards in your life right now this month. I love this card. This is about this is partnership that is very practical. This is working with people towards things. This could be a project. This could be, you know, working towards greater emotional availability and vulnerability in your friendships. Just like this, the house that's being built here, the cathedral, could actually just be the house of friendship, or, you know, developing something that lasts, that's really sustaining. For some of you, this is a love relationship. This is going the step further with your current partner, or someone who's been indicating some level of interest, someone you've been talking to. Spirit is saying it's time to make a commitment. It's time to take things to the next level, to establish something with the people in your lives, and to not be light and flimsy about it, because the context for this is the Knight of Pentacles and their decisions to be made. You're in an energy of weighing things up. And when I saw this, I saw these two cards together, and it made me think, like, I was really looking at them for a while, and it made me think, are you going to be the bringer of life or the bringer of death? Which one are you? Because you're moving forward regardless, and you're carrying either the life energy here or death energy here, and you need to make a choice at this moment. Like, in terms of your close partnerships from this point forward, just know that I'm talking about either relationship or friendships, but in terms of these partnerships in your life, Are you poisoning them? You know, are you ending them prematurely? Are you closed off? Are you, you know, what's your energy in relationship to that? Or are you breathing new life into them? Are you invested in growing them? Because the next card you have is the moon card here. Really significant energy. Cards coming up for everyone. We're just going through a full moon in Virgo at the moment. And this feels like illumination. Pisces energy. We're in Pisces season 2. And, you know, this card is saying to you, Taurus, that right now, Spirit is showing you things. You're getting revelations and insights. This is a card of illumination. This is understanding secrets. Things that were hard to see before are suddenly coming to the surface. So you're gaining greater understanding. And this is what you're going to be taking action on. The Page of Pentacles hasn't quite moved yet. The Page of Pentacles is a planning energy. And you're incorporating the lessons, the new information that you're getting in this moon cycle right now. And what we have next is the Queen of Cups in reverse. And I feel this energy heavy. For some of you, this is like people offering you things. This is people being open to you or trying to be involved in your life in some way on either a romantic or a more fraternal kind of energy. But definitely openness. Definitely people showing you love. And in reverse, it's like this... They've stopped in some way. You know, that they've turned this kind of... the tap off, I feel. Because what I see here is the outsider card and the conditioning card. And so for some of them, for some of you, you've been dealing with a person. It doesn't have to be a woman, it doesn't have to be a water sign. You've been dealing with a person who's been very emotionally available to you and been giving towards you quite a bit. You know, has been nurturing, has just been like lavishing you with love. But because you've been like, look, you can't give the Queen of Cups the Page of Cups. Look at the Queen, like, you can't do this. This is not enough for her. So I feel like you've been giving a much smaller cup, and it's left this person feeling on the outside. You know, this is their inner child as well. So they're feeling just undernourished, you know. This is an energy of neglect and abandonment. So they're seeing that your level of investment in the situation just isn't enough. And they're recognizing as well that their own propensity to keep giving to you is part of their conditioning, you know, is part of the condition that they're trying to break away from. And that's why this card is turning up in reverse. The next card I see here is the Seven of Wands, and both of these cards feel like not your energy. So this would normally about being putting effort in, but I think this is whoever the Queen of Wands represents for you, a lover or an interested partner or a friendship or friendship groups. And this is people starting to pull back. They don't want to put as much effort in anymore because they are trying to mature out of, you know, patterns and cycles. They're trying to level up and grow themselves. And here's the Lovers card. They're looking for their soul family. They might even think that you are this to them, but they're recognizing that if you don't give that energy back, there's nothing they can do with it. So they are withdrawing this energy now. But in the form of the Lovers card, they're seeking their either soulmate, divine love connection, or they're seeking their soul family in terms of friendships. They want to go where the energy is being reflected back at them, just as you see it is equality here, you know. The energy is the same here in these cards. So this is why Spirit is asking you to grow up, you know, and to be, so it sounded more harsh than I wanted it to, I'm sorry. That's the Cancer in me going, oh, don't be so mean. This is me being Queen of Cups. But the Spirit is saying, like, what's it going to be here? Because, okay, what are your spiritual lessons at the moment? You've got Seven of Cups in reverse. This is releasing confusion or the haze, the illusions, the uncertainty about what you want, the uncertainty about what you feel on an emotional level. I feel that Taurus can be very practical, of course, as an earth sign, but very kind of outwardly focused on building, focused on establishing foundations, just not unnecessarily involved in the emotional. But there are connections here with the Totality card. There are connections that are missing from your life, and the way to bridge the gap and to make them is to address the spaces where you've not quite decided what you want. It's time to decide, like, do you want this person or people? Do you want these types of friendships? Do you want this love interest? Do you want this particular person in your life? Because if you do, it's time to make that choice. and establish something that lasts, you know. So for some of you, this really is a love relationship, because this is Four of Wands. This can be kind of the marriage or happy home card. So this is establishing the foundations. What did I say? You are the four energy, and this is what you care about. But Spirit is saying, don't just do it in terms of work, you know. Taurus can be like that. Like, don't just focus on like achievement, but take that energy of establishing foundations into your emotional related issues, into your love space, into your friendship space. And this doesn't feel family related for me. It really does feel like this is either friendship or love, guys. Okay, the card that you get here is a breakthrough card, and it feels like some of the things that are waiting to come into fruition in your life are dependent on this energy. So if you can invest in this, you can get your breakthrough. The last card you have here, Ace of Swords, followed by the letting go card. The Ace of Swords card here is about releasing some strongly held beliefs. For some of you, this is the belief that you don't need anyone else, that you can do it alone. Just like whatever, this is like strongly ingrained, I feel like. And in the reverse position, I feel like it's really taken root in you. So you guys know what this is, because the Moon card has been showing you. You will know by the time you see this reading, you will know, because the Moon card has been revealing to you what your strongly held beliefs are and what you need to release. And it's saying that you really do need to let go. And it's water energy. Clear the space for different emotional energy to flow for you. Because what's the advice for you? Eight of Wands, move forward, and move forward quickly. It's time for you to move towards those people, that soul family, that soulmate, that partnership. It's time to take action. This is the Wands card. This is time for you to do the ball thing and charge, like charge in the direction of who and what you want right now, Taurus. Because Six of Pentacles in reverse, you haven't been given fairly. You haven't. That's why this card is imbalanced. The Queen of Cups, whoever this represents, has been giving much more than you, and they're withdrawing, and this is allowing you to feel and see the imbalances. So give back now, Taurus. You've got the Queen of Wands, you know. The Queen of Wands here is about, well, it's got a new vision card, and I feel like the Queen of Wands is the key in some ways to creating the breakthrough energy. Like I said, the new vision, things being birthed. And I said, like, you had the Sorrow card as part of what was the closing energy for 2017. So yes, you're moving into something new, but those things are they're contingent on others. There are partnerships involved in creating that, and the Queen of Wands is that. And I feel like it is about either a person for some of your people, but I feel like it just is also the energy of passion, you know, being passionately kind of open to others, you know. I also feel that in some ways this is you, you know, like taking the, ow, sorry, I really hit the table there, my little elbow. This is you taking your will, your intention, your desires, right? Because the Queen of Wands is a very passionate, sexual kind of desiring energy. And I don't mean sex, and it doesn't have to be sex intended like where friendships are concerned. I just mean like passion, desire, sex energy is creativity. So it's not taking any action on that, you know. It's like this energy of like sitting pretty, so to speak, and not doing anything with this potential. But there is something to be made of this, you know. So it's time for you to go out now. This is the feminine energy of this as well. So this, all the queens also are balanced with the water sign energy. So this is taking both fire and water, expressing what you feel passionately right now in order to burst forth into something new in friendships or love relationships. You've got the Three of Cups here, and like I said, you've had the Sorrow card before. You've had the exhaustion energy in 2017. You've come out of that now. This is here, it's a potential for you, and it's time for you to kind of like show up, you know, show up with a bit more than this. As you can see, the equality of this card, everyone's bringing a cup to the table. It's time for you to bring as much as is being required of you, because you've got the Sun card here, which is new opportunity. Things are going to be good for you this year, Taurus. They can be. This is like this is just the sun shining on you. This is just blessing for you. But don't play with that karma right now. because you've got the receptivity card here, and this is both about your openness to receiving these things, these new opportunities, but also the receptivity card is the Queen of Cups, who you've already seen. And so it's saying to you that whoever this person is who's now kind of retreating and pulling back is also the key to this energy for you, is the key to your new beginnings. And the last card as your advice is the Wounded Warrior card, the Nine of Wands. More fire energy here, but this is about past pains. This is about your kind of guardedness. And the cards that you have here are the Courage card and the Integration. And it's saying that you need to have the courage to move past your woundedness that makes you distrustful and looking over your shoulder and not letting anybody in. As you can see, a wall has been built in this card. So you need the courage to move past that. But how you do that is by integrating the wound, integrating that energy. And what did I say that you needed? The combination of, in the form of the Queen of Wands, I said it was the combination of water and fire, and that's what you see here on this card. Fire here and water here, bringing these two energies together. That's how you heal, and that's how you allow yourself to be open, because the fire is the purification, as is water. Both of those energies are, but the fire can burn up this kind of wall that you've built, wall of pain. And the water can cleanse. You know, look at this injured person. They've got the bandaged head. The water can therefore cleanse, you know, whatever lingering wounds you have. Any open wounds can be cleansed with water. So how are you leaving? These are potential energies. That's why they're in reverse. So you could, if you take my advice, how you could be leaving this this month, March going into April, is having made swift communication. It's having spoken your truth and showed up, you know, for people. And as a result, the Wheel of Fortune shows up for you, which is a blessing, a completion, a new energy coming in, really positive energy, based on you taking the right decisions from a karmic perspective. Okay, it's time to speak up this month, Taurus. So like I said, a fairly straightforward reading. I didn't have to spend too much time digging deep into the messages. If you like a personal reading, it's nicoleblack.com/services. I love you, Taurus, and I will see you in April. Mwah.